Okay, so we need to hurry up because the Dolphins are playing, and Craig's got his hat on ready. What is it like? Part-time Chelsea fan, part-time Dolphins fan?
Full-time both. I
hope you've got a Chelsea shirt underneath there.
Yeah. It's a very stressful experience. Yeah.
Right, let's talk about tonight's game then, Craig. Obviously, we drew 1-1.
Yeah.
What are your overall thoughts?
Hated the team lineup when I saw that.
Okay, can we talk about that?
Yeah, go on.
So, obviously, there were some, there weren't that many changes as such. Obviously, Ziyech started, which we will come to him actually at some point. But what was your overall feeling of the team lineup?
I don't like playing this interchangeable front three. I don't like it. We already knew with Man United's two main centre-halves out, they were going to play defensive. They did. And we need to have something in the air to go and fight against it. Now, I know there's been injuries to Havertz, and I know there's been injuries to Lukaku. Lukaku was on the bench on Tuesday night. He got 10 minutes a day. The slight argument would be that if he weren't ready to go, why was he on the bench? Obviously, he came on and played all right, but I mean, still points.
I mean, what do you expect him to do in 10 minutes?
Nothing. He's got to get into the game. It's not his fault at all. But again, if that's the reality of the situation, deal with it. Put someone else on who could go and play that position. Someone like Ross Barkley, I don't like him, but I know. But if you played him as a number 10, something you could actually aim for, you'd go, okay, all right, that's something I could actually try and feed off. But this interchangeable front three, I mean, there was one point, it was early in the first half, so it was down the other end for me. I saw Callum Hudson-Odoi, Werner and Ziyech all next to each other on the right-hand side. So who's in the box?
Yeah.
You're whipping a great ball in, and you're trying to wait there for a tap-in and trying to walk the ball into the net, but the person you need isn't there. So what's the point of doing it? Look, again, I understand there's injuries and Lukaku eventually coming back will solve that problem. Doesn't mean you still have to do it. And I think we all saw it, and I said when I was doing my vlog, I'd like to see Lukaku at half-time. Now, obviously, I don't know behind the scenes how much he's got in him or whatever, clearly it's only 10 minutes. But still, again, you'd like to think if you haven't got that type of player, we have got a load of youngsters that could maybe go and do that. And I mean, you look at Man United when Rashford first came in, they didn't have a number 9. I think it was about 2016, 17, wherever it was. Didn't have a number 9. They played this absolute kid. Nobody knew who the hell he was. And he had a massive impact against Arsenal. And I think he scored twice. There's no reason why we couldn't have done that. Because again, if you believe in the system and the style that you play, why change it? The back three that looks after itself. Alonso had to come in at left wing back. You couldn't do anything else. Loftus-Cheek, I loved it in midfield. I want to see more shots from midfield. I didn't see enough from him today, but I like the fact that he went in. Jorginho is never going to shoot from distance. He had not a poor game. I mean, he had one mistake. I won't say that he made up for it with a penalty because that's his bread and butter. Yeah. But look, I mean, in the end of the day, we played straight into Man United's hands. That's the bottom line. Man United were a poor football team, but we played exactly into their hands. And the second I saw Ronaldo weren't starting, it was everything that I thought they'd do was confirmed. They were always going to sit back, they were always going to counter-attack, and they were just going to play that style. And you knew that Ronaldo was going to come off the bench eventually. Yeah.
I mean, how frustrating was the first half for you? Obviously, Chelsea didn't take their chances. Yeah. Like you say, we knew what United's game plan was. We knew what they were going to do, and we could see it happening. Yeah. But how frustrating was it for you to see in the first half?
It was more frustrating that I saw it in the second half as well. Again, all of a sudden you get one, that comes in your favour, does whatever. If you believe in something and you want to keep doing it, then do it. I don't personally believe it was right, and I think we eventually found out that it wasn't right. But let's be honest, if we'd have continued to play that way, as we pretty much did throughout the whole of the game, we wouldn't have won it. I don't even know what the penalty was given for. I could not see it. If that's all that's going to come from the game, we got back into it and we got a point out of it because of a penalty that went in our favour. Again, someone probably put that in the comments or whatever. I probably see it when I get home. I don't know what it was given for. If that's how you're realistically thinking you're going to go and win the league, you've got to have a different game plan.
But can you not fault the players for trying though? Like, you might have faulted the team selection and maybe the way we played, but players individually, that they are performing.
I thought the intensity in the first half was shocking from the front three. I think the large amount of intensity actually came from the fans, which is a massive credit to us. I thought the atmosphere was really good. However, did we all shit ourselves when the first goal went in for United? Yeah, we did. Then we started to react to it, but there was that kind of 5-10 minute spell kind of either side of half time where we just were not good enough.
Would you say tonight is a bit of a reality check for Chelsea?
Yeah, I think. I'll be honest. I don't like the way that we play sometimes, and I think it can be quite annoying. It's part and parcel of it. Again, you're going to keep clean sheets. You do have to sacrifice something else. That's fine. It's a fantastic way, and you go and win some massive games, clearly like we did against Juventus. But we had, 3 two people that scored from defensive positions on Tuesday. We had Rudiger at the back post today. It would have been a prime example of how we got how we're relying on certain people in different areas. But I mean, again, I'm sure Johnny will talk about it in a moment, but Mason Mount probably could have made an impact in that game. Ziyech was good, but he didn't shoot. Neither did Loftus-Cheek. He didn't shoot. Callum Hudson-Odoi constantly wants to cut in on his right foot, so he didn't really shoot, and if he did, he was surrounded by 3 players. I wanted to see a bit more tempo. I really did, and I think if you could have bombarded this United team, we'd have been fine. However, we didn't, and it played straight into Man United's hands, and they're not a good team, but they executed their game plan perfectly.
I mean, it doesn't matter how bad you are. If you've got the game plan, you're gonna produce a performance.
You're always going to have a fighting chance. And again, if we were not at the races today, we made their lives a hell of a lot easier.
Well, let's hope Tuchel learns from this, and we move on to the next game. We're still top of the league, Craig. Let's take it. Okay, I am now joined by Johnny, the Minerals man, Minerals FC. He's got the minerals. Did Tuchel have the minerals with his team selection today?
Well, let's have it right. I don't think he did today. I think it's the one game that I thought Tuchel got it slightly wrong. In my opinion, you start Mason Mount. You saw the impact when he came on, what a difference it was, and we lacked it. Ziyech, piss poor, whole fucking game. I'm tired of him. The jury's been out on him for too long, and in the final third is where you expect his minerals. Nothing's landed ever in this game, especially this game. And he stayed on the pitch. I don't even know how he was on the pitch for the whole 90 minutes. You don't take Starboy Cho off. You leave him on. He played well. And Werner, no minerals today for Werner. I back Werner. I love him. But today he just didn't bring nothing to the table. Even Romelu Lukaku, when he come on, didn't bring much. And I don't expect him to, because he's obviously just come back from injury. But let's have it right. We were foreplaying them the whole 90 minutes. There was no fucking action.
Right, let's dissect, Johnny.
Yeah.
What was the problem tonight? Was it the team selection? Was it something else? Was it the substitutions? Was it the way we set to play? What was it?
Well, I think the substitutions were too late for me. I was calling for them like 15 minutes before he actually made sub, and then just before Georgie scored the penalty, that was the moment he was getting Mace ready to come on, and then he left it another 10 minutes because we'd gone 1-1, but we weren't playing well. We let United back in the game. They low blocked us. They come for a draw, and they got a draw. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a very poor result from a team that is the best team in the world right now. And we didn't take the game to them. We were, like I said, we were foreplaying them the whole game. We were just pussyfooting around, and there was no. What they wanted was they packed the midfield with the 3 in the middle, and we were forced to go out wide. And because of that, when you ain't got a focal man like a Lukaku, you can't just cross it in. So you have to cut back. You have to use individual brilliance to make something happen. And it didn't come. But I just think the final third, we've always struggled. But I just think you play Mason Mount. I don't know why he's not playing him. It doesn't make any sense to me. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek, we know his quality, but in this game, he held on to the ball too long in the middle, didn't release it enough, and when he had the chance to release it, he'd probably lose the ball. And the moments he releases it, all he's got is the wide options. He hasn't got anything central, and that's where Werner has to come in. His movement wasn't that great today. I didn't feel like he gave many options to our midfield, and it was all sideways and out to the wings. And that's what United wanted. They got exactly what they wanted.
So do you say that we played into their hands today?
Yeah, definitely. Like and we weren't quick enough on the ball. We need to be very, a lot better with us. Our passing wasn't slick enough, too slow. And obviously the Rudiger chance at the end, that was the moment for me. If you let it land to Reece would have done it. You're right.
No, I'm just. I was right there with that Rudiger chance. My God.
It was bad. Yeah,
it was just, you've got time, you've got a bit of space.
He had on target, and it's a goal.
Yeah.
And De Gea made some great saves in the first half as well. Can't forget that. We did create chances. It's just not good enough. We should have got 3 points today. Yeah. Well and truly. And like I say, Ziyech, I don't know how the fuck he was on the pitch for 90 minutes. I can't understand it. I don't understand. I was calling for him to go off. Like, I don't get me wrong, I back every Chelsea player, but in this game, I felt, leave Cho on the pitch, or bring him as a wing back, make him a wing back if anything, and bring Mason Mount on, And I thought Lukaku coming on, I didn't really expect it to make a difference, to be honest, and it didn't really. And again, you're relying on defenders to have a chance to score a winning goal for you. It's not good enough. You need your attackers to do that work. That's what they're there for. And it's just a very poor result. Yeah. Very disappointed. Yeah,
I mean, you live and learn, don't you? And I know you would love to see Mason Mount start the next game.
Oh, he has to. Yeah. If he doesn't start against Watford, we should be absolutely hammering Watford. And Mount needs to play it. The thing is, I said it, he's a momentum player. He needs to play the minutes to get his momentum back, to get his star boy quality back. And Tuchel's not giving him that chance. I trust Tuchel, don't get me wrong. But today he was poor for me. It was poor.
I don't get how Rooney
he got it wrong.
Can we end on a high though? We are still top of the league. Yeah, I know it's a disappointing result today. Obviously, it's a long season, isn't it, Johnny? And I think we've got to take that away from it as well. Yeah. But we are still top. We've got Watford on Wednesday. It's going to be fine.
Well, Watford should be an easy 3 points, but West Ham's a bit of a bogey one.
No, I think we're going to beat West Ham.
Well, we should beat West Ham. We should bury West Ham. I fucking hate West Ham.
Okay, let's move on. Johnny, it's lovely to talk to you. Okay, it's Leonie Carpenter for Chelsea Fans TV. I'm now joined by Alex. Alex, the general consensus is it's a disappointing result tonight. Do you agree with that, or do you go against that?
I think it's good to judge game by game, but at the same time you have to look at the season as a whole and think, right, like, we're in the right place. We've dropped points, absolutely. Could we have played better? Yes. Could we have maybe started different players? Of course. I hear people complaining about Ziyech, for example. I don't think he had a bad game. 4 goal contributions in the past 4 games he's played. That warrants a start, in my opinion. And Mason Mount, as well as he played when he came on, did he deserve to start? I don't think he did.
Don't tell Johnny.
Because the reality is, don't get me wrong, we've got a quality player there whose heart and soul is Chelsea Football Club. He runs all over the pitch, creates chances, he can score goals as well. And he's not had a bad season, but it's certainly not his best. It's certainly not his best. And in the past, especially last season, there were so many games Ziyech was desperate to start, not even playing badly, not his best, and Mount was starting ahead of him every single time. And we absolutely agreed with that, because of the performances he was putting in, because of the goal contributions. Mount was creatively one of the best players in our team last season, and he always has been ever since he started. He's been part of the main mould of what we've been trying to build. He is what Chelsea Football Club is all about. That's what we want as a fan base. Work ethic, just everything that he brings. And he hasn't been in tip-top shape this season for whatever reason. And Ziyech has deserved the starts he's got. He's taken his chances, absolutely. I'm not saying he was great today, but it wasn't that bad.
Okay, let's talk about sort of the overall feeling from this game then. What went wrong for you?
Well, for a starter, I think Kante was a massive miss. The goal Man United scored, usually Kante's in the position that Jorginho was in. And when you've got a looping ball going up and you're asking to Jorginho to not just control the ball, but also get past the man one-on-one, that is his weakness. And Kante would have really done well in that position, because had he have given the ball away anyway, at least you've got the pace to keep up. And, you've got to feel bad for Jorginho, because, he was just exploited by Sancho. And obviously the one-on-one, he had all the time in the world. Sometimes you can get it wrong, but he did everything he needed to do and he buried it. And I said at the end of the day, it's typical, isn't it? It was just like the goal Arsenal scored a few years ago with Martinelli. It reminded me very much like that goal. And then obviously with the penalty we got, the momentum was there to be built on. But people, as I said, we didn't make changes till the 75th minute. Is that a bad decision? Maybe. But at the same time, we never wait that long. So why not sometimes try something a bit different? It's not like Tuchel does that every game. This is the first game he's done it in God knows how long. So when you look at it like that, absolutely you can pick it apart, but it's one of those. That's
it. And he's a very experienced manager, and I'm pretty sure, like I've said to others before, he will look at this game and he will learn from maybe substitutions he should have made earlier, or he's experienced. He knows what he's doing, doesn't he? And we have a lot of confidence in him.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got tons of experience on the pitch, on the bench, all over. Thiago Silva, Rudiger looking to obviously get that new contract. With that finish at the end, you're not helping yourself too much. But at the
Don't
end,
make me cry again.
But at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, he's a centre back. You're not going to expect a centre back to do what a striker should do.
Yeah, but that would have been just like he wanted the stage. Like he's been fighting for this. You know, that would have been the moment. But it wasn't meant to be. But it was 1-1. We're still top of the league, 1 point clear. Let's go into Watford. We should smash them. Let's be honest. Yeah.
I think, you know, Watford's one of those games, isn't it? You sort of go there, everyone expects a battering, and actually after the Man United result, they need to go back down to earth, so I'd expect it as well.
Yeah.
That's
6-0.
7.
You heard it here first. Thank you, Alex. Cheers. Okay, I am now joined by Nippon, Bricky, and my father. Okay, in one word, I want you to tell me: are you disappointed with tonight? Yes or no?
Kind of.
It was yes or no, but don't worry.
Of course, 100% yes.
What is wrong? Yes or no?
Yes, I am disappointed.
100% yes. 100%.
Okay, well that went
yes,
really
I
well.
am disappointed.
Okay, let's talk then, Nippon. Okay, why are you disappointed tonight?
Because Man United are shit. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
They are shit. We should be beating them. I don't care. Even with Ronaldo on their team, we should be beating them.
Do you feel like they played in our hands tonight, though?
Well, what? United played into our hands? Yeah, they did. So many times. We were all over them. But what's the point in being all over a team when there's no end product?
So what do you think the problem was tonight then? Why didn't we have an end product tonight?
Tuchel didn't make substitutions in time.
That's really interesting. What about you guys? Do you think he made substitutions in time?
Do you know what? I trust Tuchel, yeah? And when I saw the lineup today, I didn't like the lineup at all.
What made you not like it?
The game today, I'm fed up with Ziyech. Call me Mr. Negativity. I do not care. I am fed up with Ziyech.
Let's get to the point.
And also Timo up front. I love Timo. He's my favourite Chelsea player. He's my favourite player, but I do not want to see this guy up front anymore. Put him out wide, on the left, on the right. He can play out there, but I do not want...
Let's bring in, father, you are Timo's agent. Where would you like to see Timo play?
No, to be fair, can I be honest here about Timo's first? I thought he was poor today as well, in my opinion. And
that's his agent.
Yeah, to be fair. Yeah, you know what? I have to admit it. That's poor, but that's poor from him. So, but yeah, I would like to see him on the left-hand side, inside left forward, in my point of view. I think this formation doesn't really suit that much, to be fair. You got Hudson-Odoi on the left, you got Werner up front. Werner, how many times we criticised Werner playing up front? Several times from last season. He doesn't suit there.
Yeah.
He should. I think Tuchel tactically up front maybe got it wrong, and also the substitution as well, like Bricky says. And I think we're just too cocky a bit on ourselves, and I think we're a bit hangover after we beat Juventus a little bit.
That's a really interesting point. So how do you expand on that, Bricky?
You know what? When I think we're missing Chilwell, and we're missing Kante, and we're missing Lukaku.
So Chilwell, we injured.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously Alonso came in. What did you make of him tonight?
He slows the game down too much. And I'm not being reactionary because we lost this game. It's been time after time after time after time. Alonso, I don't hate the guy.
Yeah.
I do not hate the guy, but I just think Chilwell brings a bit more energy.
Yeah. But when you've not got Chilwell as an option and Alonso is obviously there, do you not play Alonso then?
Aspilicueta, left wing back, and Hudson-Odoi, and Reece James, right wing back. That's it for me.
Okay.
Yeah, and Ruben, he's a great player. I love Ruben, great player, great potential, but I just think today, I'm not gonna say he wasn't up for it because it's Man United, and surely you got to be up for it, but it just wasn't his best game today,
I think what Bricky said, I think it's a difficult game for Loftus-Cheek today, and he gets bodied so many times. I think physically not good enough against the United team, against a low block team, and you got to be stronger than that though, Loftus-Cheek. But I'm looking at it in the longer term. I think he can do it. I think he will improve a lot, but it's just one of those days, isn't it? Like you can't really blame him that much. To be fair, I think there's there's other players than worse than him, like Hakim Ziyech for me. Like, I thought he was.
So he seems to be a big discussion tonight. In a word, Nippon, you are on fan cams. Can you please, in a sentence, sum up Hakim Ziyech?
Piss poor.
That was 2 words. That was very concise.
He's got to go. Honestly, he's got to go. I'm fed up with Ziyech now. He loses the ball so much. He loses the ball too much, Leone. When have you ever heard me said anything bad about Ziyech? Be honest. Since I've been on this fan camp, I've never said anything bad about Ziyech, but I'm fed up. Seriously, I'm fed up. If he's not going to go, leave him on the bench. You got other options. Play. I would rather see Timo as well. I'd rather see Havertz up front than Timo, because also the tactics today, you're crossing in balls time after time after time. Timo's not gonna head it. Timo's not gonna get on the end of a header. Put Havertz in there. He's much taller, even though he's not physical, but he's much taller. At least he could challenge for a ball and maybe do something. You know what I mean? I'm so disappointed. I wanted to win so bad today. I've never actually seen Chelsea beat Man United. Can you believe that?
You poor thing.
I know. I've never seen Chelsea beat Man United. I was buzzing for this result today, but you know what? We're still a good team.
Yeah. We're still top of the league. Let's be honest. We're 1 point clear. Let's look at the bigger picture quickly from you, my father. Hakim Ziyech.
Frustrated.
Okay. So that's the general consensus on him. But like I said to you, Bricky, we are still top of the league, 1 point clear. Is this game really going to be detrimental?
No.
Good.
No, it's not, but we should have won this game today. We really should have won. We should have beat Man United today. Honestly, I'm disappointed.
Okay.
In the grand scheme of things, probably not.
Well, can you sound a bit more upbeat about that?
Like, to be fair, it's like I'm looking at in the longer term. Let's see in the next couple of games, because I think this is the last. I think the 5th club that we faced this season against one of the big 6.
I mean, we've had it. Let's be honest. This first bit of the season, we've had a tough run of fixtures. To be honest, we've faced a lot of the big teams. We're top of the league. We're 1 point clear. Let's take it and let's go and do them at Old Trafford.
The next game, Watford, we should win. We really should win. I'm looking out for West Ham. Listen, me and you might have beef here, but Antonio, that's my brother, you know. He's Jamaican, you know, and he plays for my country, so I have to pick him up.
Does that make you best friends then?
Nah, listen, we're not best friends, but watch out for Antonio. Yeah, watch out for that.
We've got a cracking defence. Okay, thank you guys. My father, Bricky. Thank you very much, Nippon. There you go. Top of the league still.